Good afternoon, friends. I'm here with the Boker Plus Bonfire folding knife. Quick review for you of this beautiful piece. As you can tell by the looks, it's a gentleman style of carry. It's a joy to carry because of its look. It's not menacing. You can break this out in a donut shop and slice down a donut for your son if you want to without people giving you weird looks. Okay, here's the Ikuchi from Sparico. Often gives me a hard time when deploying it. That's the Ikuchi for you. Excellent option. All right. Here's the CVV Lumi. A lot of these knives are kind of hard to deploy. Also a deep carry. I prefer blackened clips. Okay. And here's a Cadet for you. Talking about some of the specs, the weight is 3.97 ounces, under 4 ounces. That's good for a knife of 3.5 inches with bolsters and full liners. That's actually pretty excellent. The length is, I said, is 3.58 inches, which is 91 millimeters. Okay, the thickness of the tang is 3 millimeters. On the blade itself, it's a classic, perhaps a traditional style of blade profile here using D2. The heat treatment, it's decent in my experience for the past few weeks. Discreet, relatively discreet pocket clip. I would always prefer black or some sort of subdued color, but it's narrow and it's really deep carry, so that's good, that's positive. Secured with 2 Torx screws. Okay, the micarta is nicely done all around. It's already, it has absorbed some of my hand oils and moisture and whatnot. So fit and finish is pretty good, guys. Surprisingly good for a knife costing what this one does. I don't see any defects anywhere. It's nicely done in all the corners. I actually sense some polishing of the of the steel liners. I don't see any abrupt grind marks anywhere, even inside. Good job, really nice polish on the clip. Really good job by the factory that put together this knife. The bolsters add some character, as you can tell here. Okay, and I think it's a good time to talk about deployments because that's probably the weak point of the knife. While this is fun to do, and the nail nick is easy to do, these cuts here are not sharp enough to always get a good grip. Now my hands are dry, but if there is some moisture in your hands or in the blade tank, you're gonna struggle deploying in this fashion. Okay. Now a couple of pointers on the lock up, and people have talked about this. If you open it elegantly like this, right? Let's say using a nail nick, it doesn't engage completely. It actually falls back on you. Oh, it didn't do it now, but let's try again. See? It makes the sound of an engaged liner lock, but it's not completely engaged. It's not. It falls back on you. So you need to apply some force. If you're gonna use the nail nick, that way you get a good engagement, or just use the bearings to their full capability and deploy like that. And that way it locks up securely with no play in any of the 4 directions. No play whatsoever. Just be mindful of that, guys. It surprised me. While the fit and finish and the quality of construction is so high in every other aspect of the knife, this needs some work. You should be able to get a good lock up even when you are gentle on it. It should engage solidly, right? So that's a hit on the knife. Be careful, guys. Okay. It's not a knife for newbies, people that don't have a lot of experience with liner locks. It needs some attention and love and care. Okay, so, and then the liner lock, to disengage it, look at this. It's flush with the handle, so you need to really dig in. And there's no attempt to make your life easy when engaging. It's just, it is what it is, like a sharp, almost 90-degree edge here on the liner lock with a relatively soft detent. Okay, so it's larger than you would expect for such a slim, discreet carry. Really useful blade length for utility work around the kitchen and the house. Excellent slicing capabilities. The grind is thin. I need to get a caliper to begin measuring thickness behind the edge, but believe me guys, it's pretty thin. It is. So it cuts fairly well. Putting an edge back on it, it's easy since the grind is so thin. And D2, in my experience with the sharp maker, they do it. They like each other. I get a good edge on it. Jimping is really nice. It's nicely cut. There is some grip that it gives you back on your thumb, but it's not super aggressive. As you can tell, it's not that deep.